The most formidable adversary isn't the one who loudly declares their hostility, it's the one who never reveals their intentions at all. In a world where conflicts are often clear-cut, and enemies are easy to spot, Sigma males operate on an entirely different plane. Their strength lies not in brute force or open aggression, but in their ability to navigate unseen, assessing the landscape while remaining unnoticed. These men aren't dangerous because they're confrontational or reckless. They're dangerous because they perceive what others overlook, decipher patterns most ignore, and react in ways that defy expectations. While the majority let emotions dictate their responses, Sigma males rely on precision and calculated strategy. Consider the typical revenge seeker. They act impulsively, fueled by anger and the need for validation. They make noise, seek attention, and want the world to witness their retaliation. But a Sigma male, he approaches conflict with an entirely different mindset. No dramatic declarations, no overt hostility, just methodical, well-planned decisions that often go unnoticed until it's far too late. What makes this dynamic even more compelling is that these very qualities aren't just weapons against adversaries, they're assets in friendships. The same instincts that make them formidable opponents also make them invaluable allies. Though they don't actively seek either friends or foes, the contrast in how they treat each is striking. Let's delve into 8 reasons why crossing a Sigma male might be the last mistake someone ever makes in a game they didn't even realize they were playing, and why securing their loyalty as a friend could be the greatest advantage you'll ever have. Number 1. They don't react, they strategize. Most people react instinctively when faced with conflict or betrayal. They let their emotions take over, whether it's anger, frustration, or the need to prove a point. But Sigma males, they do the exact opposite. Instead of reacting in the heat of the moment, they pause. They observe. They analyze every angle before making a single move. While others are busy lashing out or trying to defend themselves, the Sigma male is already 5 steps ahead, crafting a strategy that ensures he comes out on top without wasting unnecessary energy. What makes this so dangerous is that their lack of immediate reaction gives others a false sense of security. Many people assume silence means inaction. They think that because a Sigma doesn't lash out right away, he's either weak or indifferent. But in reality, he's simply calculating. He's gathering information, assessing the situation, and deciding on the most effective response, one that delivers maximum impact with minimal effort. As an enemy, this makes him nearly impossible to defeat. He doesn't engage in petty back-and-forths. He doesn't show his cards. He lets his opponent reveal their weaknesses first, then acts in a way that completely neutralizes them. By the time they realize what's happening, it's already too late. But as a friend, this ability makes him incredibly reliable. A Sigma male doesn't give emotional knee-jerk advice, he gives calculated guidance that actually solves problems. If someone in his circle is struggling, he won't just offer generic comfort. He'll analyze the situation and provide a solution that ensures they don't have to deal with the same issue again. The true power of a Sigma male isn't just in what he does, it's in what he doesn't do. He doesn't overreact. He doesn't show his emotions to those who don't deserve to see them. And most importantly, he doesn't play a game unless he knows he can win. Number 2. They don't fight battles, they end games. Most people engage in conflicts with a short-term mindset. They argue to prove a point, seek validation through minor victories, or get caught up in emotional disputes just to feel like they've won. Their focus is on the moment, on gaining the upper hand in a single conversation, a single disagreement, or a single confrontation. But for a Sigma male, winning small battles is irrelevant. When challenged or wronged, he doesn't react impulsively or waste energy on petty disputes. Instead, he analyzes the entire situation with a long-term strategy in mind. While others are too busy trying to win a fleeting argument, he's already making moves to ensure that argument never happens again. Sigma males don't play by conventional rules, they rewrite them. Instead of engaging in endless cycles of conflict, they dismantle the entire playing field. If a workplace becomes toxic, they elevate themselves to a position where office politics no longer affect them. If a relationship becomes manipulative, they remove themselves so completely that the other person no longer has access to them. If someone tries to control them, they restructure their life so control is no longer possible. As enemies, this makes them incredibly formidable. They don't waste energy on temporary power struggles. They make strategic, decisive moves that render opposition irrelevant. But as allies, this quality is invaluable. They don't just help you win small fights. They help you eliminate recurring problems at their root. Where others might offer temporary solutions or emotional support, a Sigma male provides a long-term strategy to ensure you never have to fight the same battle twice. The real difference is in how they approach adversity. While most people react emotionally, throwing themselves into conflicts, a Sigma male calmly constructs an outcome where the conflict ceases to exist. He doesn't just win the game, he makes it so the game is over before anyone even realizes what happened. Number 3. They spot your weaknesses before you even notice theirs. In most interactions, people focus on presenting their strengths, masking their insecurities, and projecting confidence. But while you're busy trying to appear strong, a Sigma male is quietly analyzing everything: your reactions, your inconsistencies, your hidden fears. Not out of malice, but because his mind naturally picks up on subtle details others overlook. He observes the way you handle stress, how you respond to pressure, and the small tells that reveal when you're uncomfortable. He notices patterns: your body language when you lie, the subjects that make you defensive, the weaknesses you try to compensate for. While you might not even be aware of these things yourself, he's already taken note. As an adversary, this makes him incredibly dangerous. He doesn't need to attack you head-on. Instead, he waits, gathering insights until the perfect moment presents itself. He won't exploit your weaknesses impulsively. He'll store that knowledge and use it in ways you never see coming. The nervous habit of talking too much when you feel insecure. He can use that to make you reveal things you shouldn't. Your tendency to rush decisions when under pressure. He can create situations where you make mistakes without even realizing you're being manipulated. But as a friend, this ability becomes one of the greatest assets you could ask for. He can recognize when you're struggling before you even say a word. He sees when you're overwhelmed, even if you try to hide it. He notices when someone in your life is taking advantage of you before you do. And instead of exposing your weaknesses, he helps you strengthen them, silently guiding you towards self-improvement without ever making you feel judged. What makes a Sigma male even more elusive is that while he's reading others like an open book, he keeps his own pages completely hidden. He never reveals his full strength, nor does he expose his vulnerabilities. This makes him nearly impossible to predict, giving him an edge in every interaction. Because the most dangerous opponent isn't the one who attacks you outright, it's the one who already knows exactly where your defenses will fail before you've even begun to put them up. Number 4. Their silence is more powerful than threats. Loud threats are predictable. They provoke resistance, spark counterattacks, and make conflicts escalate. But a Sigma male doesn't operate that way. He understands that silence is the most unsettling response of all. Most people try to fix problems by arguing their case, justifying their actions, or demanding explanations. But when a Sigma male is wronged, he doesn't waste words. He simply withdraws completely and without warning. This isn't the silence of someone unsure of what to say. It's the kind of silence that shifts the entire dynamic, leaving the other person grasping for certainty in an atmosphere of complete ambiguity. When a Sigma male goes silent, it's not a retreat, it's a psychological weapon. Suddenly, the person on the other end is left to their own thoughts, their own doubts, their own paranoia. The absence of communication forces them to ask themselves unsettling questions. Did I miscalculate? Is he planning something? Or worse, has he already made his move without me realizing? This creates a unique kind of psychological pressure. Unlike a direct confrontation, which allows people to react and defend themselves, silence forces them to sit with their own fears, second-guessing every assumption they had. It's not just about withholding words, it's about making others feel the weight of uncertainty. But while this silence is intimidating to enemies, it's deeply reassuring to those in a Sigma male's inner circle. When the world is full of empty words, performative loyalty, and shallow reassurances, a Sigma's quiet presence means something real. Their silence in moments of crisis isn't neglect, it's their way of giving space for deep thinking, of listening without judgment, and of showing support without the need for constant validation. The power of their silence lies not in the absence of speech, but in the questions, emotions, and consequences it stirs in others. Because sometimes, The most unsettling thing isn't what's said, it's what's left unsaid. Number 5. Their patience has no expiration date. In a world that chases instant gratification, Sigma males operate on an entirely different level. They know that the real game isn't won by those who act the fastest, but by those who can wait the longest. Most people struggle with patience. They want immediate results, quick fixes, and fast validation. They react impulsively, make rash decisions, and jump into conflicts without thinking. But a Sigma male, he knows that time is one of the greatest forces in the world. It exposes lies, reveals true intentions, and dismantles facades. The key to their patience isn't passivity, it's precision. They don't wait for the sake of waiting, they wait for the perfect moment. When wrong, they don't lash out in the heat of the moment like most people. Instead, they step back, watch, and let time do its work. They understand that those who act in anger make mistakes, while those who wait gain the upper hand. As an enemy, this makes them downright terrifying. They aren't the type to seek immediate revenge or act recklessly. Instead, they observe from the shadows, gathering information, waiting for the opportune time to strike, not out of petty vengeance, but because rushing weakens results. Sometimes, they don't even need to act at all because patience itself can dismantle an opponent. But as an ally, this patience becomes one of their most valuable strengths. They don't rush their friends to make decisions before they're ready. They don't impose deadlines on growth, healing, or change. Instead, they stand by, unwavering and steady, offering their presence without unnecessary pressure. What unsettles people the most isn't just that Sigma males can wait, it's how calm they remain while doing it. No frantic energy, no desperation. Just a quiet, steady confidence that unnerves those who rely on impulsiveness to win. Because in a world that rewards those who move fast, the man who plays the long game is the one who ultimately controls the board. Number 6. They make you regret underestimating them. One of the biggest mistakes people make with a Sigma male is assuming that his quiet nature means he's passive or weak. They mistake his independence for isolation, his silence for inaction, and his calmness for lack of strength. But underestimating a Sigma is one of the quickest ways to end up blindsided. These men don't feel the need to prove themselves to anyone. They don't boast about their intelligence, strength, or skills. They don't seek validation or try to impress others. This often leads people to assume that they're unremarkable, that they won't fight back, or that they can be easily manipulated. But when pushed too far, a Sigma male doesn't just push back, he dismantles the entire situation in a way that leaves others questioning how they misjudged him so badly. The real shock comes when people realize just how much they underestimated him. Maybe it's the sudden realization that he was always 10 steps ahead. Maybe it's watching him succeed while they're left dealing with their own mistakes. Maybe it's when they finally understand that his silence wasn't weakness, it was patience. As an enemy, this makes him a nightmare. Those who try to take advantage of him often find themselves in situations where they've essentially defeated themselves, because a Sigma male doesn't just fight back, he ensures his opponent's own actions work against them. But as a friend, this ability to stay underestimated until the right moment makes him invaluable. He's the quiet force that steps in when it matters most. When others panic, he remains composed. When others struggle to find a way out, he already has a solution. His ability to stay unnoticed until the moment of action makes him someone people can always rely on, because he never wastes energy on battles that don't matter. But when he does step in, the results are undeniable. The greatest power a Sigma male has isn't in showing his strength, it's in letting people assume he has none until it's far too late to do anything about it. Number 7. They adapt faster than their enemies can predict. Most people rely on habits and predictable patterns to navigate life. They react to situations based on instinct or past experiences, rarely changing their approach. But Sigma males, they don't just adapt to change, they thrive in it. When faced with a challenge, most individuals either panic or stick to what they know, even when it's not working. Sigma males, on the other hand, are masters of adjustment. They observe, analyze, and modify their approach in real time. This ability makes them incredibly difficult to corner or defeat, because just when you think you understand their next move, they shift their strategy entirely. As enemies, this makes them nearly impossible to trap. If someone tries to manipulate or control them, They'll recognize the pattern and change the rules of engagement before their opponent even realizes it. Maybe that means cutting ties before the manipulation takes hold. Maybe it means flipping the situation so that they come out ahead while their adversary is left scrambling. No matter the scenario, a Sigma male never stays in a losing position for long. But as a friend, this same adaptability is a rare gift. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, a Sigma male won't just panic alongside you, he'll analyze the situation and find a way through it. Whether it's personal struggles, career shifts, or major life decisions, he's the type of person who can see opportunities where others only see obstacles. What makes this even more powerful is that Sigma males never let their emotions control their adaptability. They don't react impulsively out of fear or frustration. Instead, they treat every situation like a puzzle, adjusting their moves until they find the solution that benefits them the most. And by the time others have figured out what's happening, the Sigma has already moved on to his next calculated step, leaving everyone else playing catch-up. Number 8. They never show their full strength until it's necessary. A common mistake people make with Sigma males is assuming they're reserved because they lack power. In reality, it's quite the opposite. These men never show their full capabilities unless the situation absolutely demands it. While some people feel the need to constantly prove themselves, showing off their intelligence, physical strength, or skills, Sigma males prefer to stay under the radar. They don't waste time bragging or demonstrating their abilities to impress others. Instead, they store their knowledge, skills, and strategies away, only using them when the moment is right. As an enemy, this is terrifying, because by the time someone realizes just how capable a Sigma male truly is, it's already too late. Maybe they thought they could outthink him, only to realize he's been 5 steps ahead the whole time. Maybe they underestimated his patience, only to watch him execute a plan that was months or even years in the making. When a Sigma male finally reveals what he's capable of, it's never just to prove a point, it's to end the situation decisively. But as a friend, this quality makes him an incredible ally. When those around him need real help, not just advice, but actual results, he steps up in ways nobody saw coming. Maybe it's the moment when a quiet Sigma suddenly takes charge in a crisis. Maybe it's when he solves a problem others thought was impossible. Whatever the situation, when a Sigma male finally reveals his full strength, it's never for show, it's because it truly matters. The most powerful individuals aren't the ones who constantly display their strength. They're the ones who hold it back until the perfect moment, when their actions speak louder than any words ever could. And that's exactly why a Sigma male is someone you should never underestimate. If you found this video insightful or relatable, why not join our growing community? Subscribe to the channel for more content exploring the mindsets, traits, and behaviors of Sigma males. Your engagement helps us dive deeper into these unique perspectives. Be sure to like this video if it resonated with you, share it with someone who might appreciate it, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Remember, as a Sigma male or someone inspired by their path, staying true to yourself is the ultimate strength. Keep evolving, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video.